Good morning. And if you haven't had a chance to settle in before that, I just feel sorry for you. But hey, give you a few more minutes just to log in, let everybody else know that you're here, where you're from, who you're with, all those good things. This time that we get to gather together virtually really cannot be taken for granted, especially after the kind of week that we've had. Just with everything that has gone on, that in a lot of ways, we don't even need to give a recap or a review of it because it's still sitting very heavy with us. And many of you who know me know I've never been one hesitant to speak on these things. And so when there is an opportunity to give a black perspective on the events of this Wednesday, I quickly raised my virtual hand and said I'd be willing to share. And I'm here today to share that with you as well. I never wanted things to come to this. I take no pleasure in what I'm about to say, but I believe that I speak on behalf of millions of black Americans when I say, we've been told, y'all. We told you that a day like the day that insurrectionists laid siege to the U.S. Capitol building would come. We didn't know when. We didn't know how. Our magic does not go that deep because it's not magic at all. We knew. We knew because we have spent a lifetime listening to our elders. We knew because we know the stories of our ancestors. We knew because despite being called liars, deceivers, and my favorite, the real racists, we committed ourselves to knowing and reciting the full history of race in America. We are well versed in and unafraid to tell the whole story, to proclaim the full counsel of whiteness. How whiteness doesn't simply play by a different set of rules. No, it makes the rules. Ta-Nehisi Coates tried to tell y'all when he declared that Donald Trump was the first white president. Nicole Hannah-Jones tried to tell y'all when she told you that the beginning of this experiment called America was not 1776, but rather 1619. And Colin Kaepernick tried to warn y'all when he took a knee during the anthem. Colin was told to shut up and sit down, as though this subservient posture of kneeling was the greatest possible offense to the anthem, the flag, the law enforcement, the armed forces, as though no black bodies ever shed their blood in uniform for this country, and everything that America thinks that it represents. Black people tried to tell y'all it was the reopened protesters temporarily taking over the state building in my native Michigan. Y'all didn't hear us, though. The image that stands out the most from the first breach of the U.S. Capitol building since 1814 was a clip of one of the insurgents, the ones who think of themselves as the true Americans, using a pole bearing the stars and stripes as a jousting spear to push through a wall of law enforcement. Apparently, blue lives didn't matter at that particular moment. Black people are often found in contempt for not honoring and obeying democracy, but the true patriots can use the flag as a tool to carry out treason. There is so much that can be said about the insurrection, but none of it is new. Nothing can be said that hasn't been said already. Black people told y'all Trump's rhetoric is dangerous. We told y'all he would embolden white supremacists. We even told y'all that aligning your evangelical churches with a demagogue would hurt your witness, if not put the final nail in the coffin of Christendom. We have been so invested in telling y'all that we can recite many of your replies, your whataboutisms, and your both sides diatribes for you before you. to see so-called patriots and true Americans literally break into the halls of our nation's legislature was a reminder of what Malcolm X told y'all nearly 60 years ago. The chickens have come home to roost. The chickens of white supremacy, conspiracy theories, and myths have come home to roost in the form of insurgency in the U.S. Capitol building. Now, Black people are sitting back and waiting to see which of y'all will do right or which of y'all will continue to rally around what's white. For those of you that don't know, my name is Cedric Lundy, and I'm a teaching pastor on staff here at Watershed. My connection to Watershed goes all the way back to going to the church during undergrad that I attended that the Hofords were at before they moved to Charlotte to plant Watershed with the O'Neills. And I have been invited to share what's saving me right now. An inordinate amount of trips to Middle Earth, Hogwarts, and a galaxy far, far away this year. Because sometimes I need evil to be as easy as taking the ring to Mordor or finding Horcruxes and reminders that there is always hope. That's what's saving me. Friday pizza and movie nights with my wife and daughter is saving me. Recognizing the only reason I hadn't unfriended some folks who had been toxic, gaslighting, bad faith actors for years was my pride in being able to claim I hadn't unfriended anyone. And that is not a good enough reason to keep them around. That I was no longer going to negotiate my dignity with those folks. And letting them know I am not your Negro is saving me. Watching my wife's eyes roll to the back of her head and her smack her lips with a yum, 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 yum after tasting my latest culinary endeavor. Sourdough bread, spatchcock chicken, pasta made from scratch, and spring lamb with rhubarb butter. Y'all, I don't even like rhubarb, but that rhubarb butter, yo, that was fire. You got to try it. I can send you the recipe. Every coffee with a friend I managed to get this past year, you know who you are, is saving me. Every hug I was able to give since the pandemic began is saving me. My work and community at Urban Promise is saving me. That after 40 plus years as the black face in a white space, that I get to do work in a predominantly black space and be able to bring my gift set and my skills to a bunch of young kids in the community. That I have this fabulous team of mostly brown and black kids that I get to see their tenacious energy, creativity, ingenuity, that despite the things that they face in life, they show up every day for the kids in their community because they believe that they can be great too. That is saving me. The seniors in Urban Promise at the Camp Freedom site that I get to work with, the fact that they have gotten nearly 40 college acceptances is saving me. The fact that our 4 seniors from last year have finished their first semester of college, many of whom are the first person in their family to go to college or university, is saving me. The genuine friendships I have formed this past year with folks I've yet to meet face to face is saving me. And that a year of not being able to go to church has revealed I'm not dependent on church to have Christ-centered community. And now, we'd like to give you the space and time to reflect for a few minutes on what's saving you right now. Thank you.